the fact that I'm speaking about that, we can go into this next one, album of the year. I think we was in the chat recently where I was telling you and Loso, like, if you haven't checked out none of these King Disease installments from Nas over the last 2.5, 3 years, like, you missing out, because I'm, first and foremost, disclaimer, like, I'm not even a Nas stan or
not
fan.
At all.
I would say
I'm more of a Nas stan than you're a Nas stan.
Right. Yeah, like, I'm not a Nas stan at all.
Facts.
Like, I just appreciate, and it's, and I had to go back and do a lot of homework with him, and he's still been able to win me over and give him respect from what I've heard, and what he's doing in real time is real as well. But him and Hit Boy, bro, I always tell cats, bro, if he would have had Hit Boy, bro, early in his career, man, a different story is told of the story of Nas. You know what I mean? Like, his ranking and where he's regarded, at least for me and maybe a lot of people that was particularly in the Midwest, like, production, and his sound didn't quite grab us, right? I know that would have been different if this was what we was getting with Hit Boy and him back in those older days. You know what I mean? So 100%. King Disease, man, let me hear some of your standout albums, and then we can kind of go into the album of the years as well.
Yeah. So, due to your recommendation, before we got on the pod, I kind of played King's Disease 3 today.
Yeah.
Just kind of tapping in with it. Just the solid. As a matter of fact, I would dare to say that it actually goes. King's Disease 2, 3, then 1.
Yeah.
I actually think, based off what I'm hearing, and I know I probably haven't played it as much as you have, but King's Disease 3 really surprised me, dog. Hey,
agree.
that level of mix and chemistry that them two dudes have,
special.
Their production transitions, the executive production between them both to collectively, like, keep a cohesive album sound wise.
Yeah.
Nas is still in rare form. Yeah, dog. I'm impressed, bro.
Yeah.
I'm impressed.
I'm gonna speak on something, bro. Just from being a creator and an artist, bro, you have to have something that's outside of just music to trust somebody with your full production. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's not just picking out good beats anymore. Like, now they're now in the executive chair now. Like, where's the direction and what we're trying to communicate with this album? You know what I mean? In this whole series, like, I would love to know if they knew they were going to do more than one when they did the first one. You know what I mean?
I don't know, but it sure sounds like it.
It sure sounds like it. Yeah,
it's a formula these dudes got. It's kind of like the Drake formula, bro. Like, he's developed something to where he can put together a hit now, I believe, effortlessly. And what they've done is develop some sort of formula. I can't tell you what it is exactly.
Right.
Maybe I need to listen and even do some more deep dive to tell you what it is exactly. But what I can say is the formula that they've developed leaves me to think that they figured it out. Like, we know how to put together a good, cohesive sounding project. You know, the one thing that I think that they do, moving on, and before I give you some more I guess picks of mine. Yeah. The one thing I think they do well, in my opinion, is it's the blend between allowing Nas to be himself. So we know Nas wants to be lyrical. We know he wants to storytell. We know he wants to get into this bag. Mm-hmm. But they've also allowed, like, let's fuse what Nas likes to do and what Nas's fan base likes from him. Mm-hmm. Give the new culture with a little bit of trap. Keep the East Coast elements. And then here's the last thing. Albums in today's day and age no longer have a story arc or something that you can follow from track 1 to track 18. They've decided to keep that model and say, no, when you listen to this album, it's gonna sound like one cohesive body of work from track 1 to the last track on the album. So I think that formula is part of the reason why they're gaining such success. It feels like a throwback and a new version of it all at the same time.
Yeah, I could echo and second everything you just said, dog, because you already are putting yourself in a really unique space when, like you said, like your default mode is a storyteller and an MC. You know what I mean? And Hit Boy, man, he after this, bro, not after this, in real time, like right now, like he has to be moving up the ladder of producer. You know what I mean? He has to, dog. And recently in the fourth quarter, he had a couple interviews about like artists that he's worked with prior, where he's had promising records and hit records, like Roddy Ricch being one of them. And he was kind of like tripped out that these guys aren't like trying to really do bodies of work with him, or like big projects, or just letting them produce more records in general. You know what I mean? In my mind, if I'm a rapper and I got a good chemistry with somebody, dog, that's a producer, like I'm typically gonna run back to them. Like I don't have to go and chase a different sound if what we have is special. You know what I mean? And I think that's also the same story for 40 and Drake. Like Twitter, Double XL page, they always just have like trivia and random questions. They was like, name the best rapper producer duo. And in my mind, I'm like, bro, Drizzy and 40 easily. Like, I mean, it's not even close to me, because they have been doing this for well over a decade now, and their sound is still their sound. It's not like Tay Keith, he made a beat on Her Loss that like doesn't mirror nothing that Tay Keith necessarily is known for, which is great in as far as like the context of saying like he has versatility. But 40, like, he has a specific sound that he doesn't really stray away from. And when it comes to Drizzy, it's always just in premium form. You know what I mean? So, and it's been consistently like that, dog. And when we talk about album of the years, bro, album of the year, I probably would have to say it goes to Her Loss. You know what I mean? I've sat with it for some time. You know what I mean?
Listen, I know we're supposed to be doing more disagreeing, bro.
Yeah,
but
I know
it's hard right now because you out here giving the gospel, bro, and I gotta I gotta respect that, dog. Her Loss, dog. It's such a good project.
If you ain't listen to it, it's your loss.
Right. Facts. The facts, bro.
Straight up, dog.
Let me do this, man, because I know that like it's gonna be, for people who don't know, you're gonna find it real fast.
Yeah.
Word is the biggest Drake fan I know. Period. There's nothing bad Drake can do. If Drake joins the Canadian Basketball League, he gonna be bigging that up. Talking about Drake.
Never that. Drake's a terrible basketball player now. We're giving him that now.
He not gonna show Drake no bad parts, bro, and I understand that.
Yeah.
But I want to take the time to say, man, if you was sleep on 21 Savage, wake up, bro. Now I do clearly think that Drake probably edged him on almost every record, but the respect that I now have for 21 with his ability to, even just his rapping ability, I feel a lot differently about 21 today than I did before Her Loss came out, a couple months ago. Yeah. I truly. I feel that much better about 21 Savage. 21 Savage has now shown the world he's no slouch, bro, in my opinion.
Now, I never quite frankly took 21 as, for lack of better words, like you said, a slouch. I would say 21 is like somebody that's capitalizing on somebody a career that's like 2 Chainz. Like, in 2 Chainz has a great career. Like, that's like I'm not slighting or shading 2 Chainz at all. Like, in his era, him to still be relevant now, like, I think 21 just expedited what 2 Chainz was trying to do a little faster. And because 2 Chainz was the example of that, that's kind of the formula to follow. So it kind of worked out faster for 21. And they do a good job of always appearing on the right records at the right time. If it's Rockstar by Post Malone featuring 21, like, that record did wonders for him. It put him in a different stratosphere. They make the right calls when it comes to features by having J. Cole on a lot. You know what I mean? Doing this album with Drake and Her Loss, like, they just I think they both still, or 21 specifically, he still has a 21 sound. You know what I mean? Like, Atlanta has he's from London, but I guess he grew up in Atlanta. If the whole thing with London and this whole thing came out with the situation about him being an immigrant came out, I would have never known that. But he represents in a specific space in region and sound that comes out of Atlanta. Like, he doesn't sound like Lil Baby. He doesn't sound like Migos. All those guys are from Atlanta, but he represents he as well. So with that being said, man, yeah, Her Loss, dog. Drake, though. Yeah, man. Yeah, like, I have to give everybody else flowers before I get to Drizzy. You know what I mean? Like, because when it gets to Drizzy, it gets a little magical. You know what I mean? Because
not magical.
When it comes to Drizzy, dog, he makes music seems like an illusion. Like it's there, it feels it's good, but I don't think it's possible to actually be this. Cause man, that Hours in Silence, Spin About You, Middle of the Ocean, even the intro, Rich Flex, and I knew from the jump after they released Jimmy Cooks, right? Jimmy Cooks was the only record on Honestly Nevermind that sounded like that. It was just, the last two records didn't sound like nothing on Honestly Nevermind. Honestly Nevermind, great project, actually, I loved it. But the last two, Liability and Jimmy Cooks, and when they said 21 and Drake was coming, I said, oh, it's finna be crazy. Because that sound on Jimmy Cooks was a proper representation of what was to come, and it just, it's really hard because I love Drake with a lot of different other artists. Like I love him with Chris, I love him with Future, I love him with Wayne. Like I love him with he does a lot of great music and has a bevy of music with other people that I love. But I'm willing to go as far as to say that this may be the best meshing of sounds of another artist that I've seen him collab with.
Wait a minute. Get this camera back over here, bro.
Hey, bro, I'm keeping it a bean.
What are you talking about?
I'm keeping it a bean, bro.
Do you not know the boss, the Teflon Don?
Yeah, see,
King of Miami.
Yeah. I stand corrected if I'm wrong, but nah, I see where you're going.
Mr. Maybach music.
Mr. Miami.
To the Ross. Don't you dare say this is the best collection and collab that Drake has put together with the meshing of sounds. When those two Negroes get together, that's the real album we need.
Here's the thing.
I can't even believe you said that.
What I have to say is I'm waiting for the what is it? Maybach Music OVO collaboration from Ross and Drake. Until then, I think I have to settle for this right now. You know what I mean? Because it's a large enough sample size. You know,
you out here giving too many flowers to this. I'm like, wait, hold on. Save the bouquet for them. That's what we really waiting on.
Hey, listen, man.
Getting Ross and Drake together would be like getting that Errol Spence versus Terrence Crawford fight. It would be like getting that who else could I compare it to?
09 Kobe and LeBron finals.
Getting, you know what I'm saying, getting that finals, you know what I mean, or being able to finally watch, you know, MJ and Kobe. Like if MJ decided not to retire and stay during the Lakers dynasties and the Bulls versus the Lakers, and, you know, in 01 or something like that. It'd be like getting that, bro. I love this Her Lost project, album of the year for sure, giving us flowers, but we're not about to sit up here and act like that's the best mesh of the sounds. Give me Ross, give me Drake, bro. That's what we need, bro. For this year, let's make it happen, bro. Stop playing, man.
Look, you know what? I think I still feel pretty confident. Here's the reason why. Like I know them. Like they are two of my favorite guys. But the reason I still may, even after we get that, the reason I may side with this 21 and Drake sound mesh is because I personally feel Her Loss was more in the world of 21 than it was of Drake. Right? I feel like he went more to his sound. And content wise, like that, like Drake pops his shit, bro, but he had a battery in his back. You know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't just when he with Ross, it's really luxurious and like lofty and really like, you know, lemon pepper freestyle. Like it's a certain vibe. They have a closer sound, is what I'm trying to say. And I think because of this, with 21, I think it would offer a better contrast than what we would get from them. Now, I think cohesively, the Drake and Ross may go like a press play. You don't feel like you have to ever touch it because I think it'll just run smoother because they sounds and what they do with one another is a little bit more accompany one another. But Ross always gets bodied by Drake, dog, and that's what I don't like a lot of the times because I don't think he'll have a record, bro, where it's like, you know, Ross probably got him. I personally don't know. Like,
what is the joint? Well, first of all, hold on, because you said too much that I have to respond to. So number one, I'm with you if you're talking about more diverse music because I think 21 sound and Drake sound differ more than Ross's sound and Drake sound. Cool. Yeah. Solid point, bro. I'm not going to disagree with you on that. Here's where I I have to put my flag in the ground and see where you actually stand. Do any of these records, even on Her Loss, as good of a project as it was,
yeah,
do you get that same excitement that you got when you first turned on Lemon Pepper Freestyle?
Middle of the Ocean is in that class. I
know but he's not on Middle of the Ocean.
Right, I know. That's what I'm about to say. I know it's only Drake, but I mean it's on Her Loss. Like we still have something that represents that style of Drake. You know,
but he gonna do that. He gonna do that with anybody. I'm talking about with them two.
Right.
When you hear Lemon Pepper Freestyle, did you get that same level when you? I remember us talking about Lemon Pepper Freestyle.
Yeah,
bro.
That was like verse of the year whenever it came out.
And you being like, yo, that energy when them two get on there, it's different.
Yeah.
And I'm asking you, did you get that on Her Loss when it was them two Negroes together? That's what I want to know.
Hey man, if it was,
come on,
here we go.
Need it.
Hours of Silence. It's not the same type of record though. But when you're talking about like that's personally my favorite type of Drake is songs like Hours of Silence, Marvin's Room. What is this record I'm thinking of? What the freak is this record called? Days in the East. Like that's my Drake. You know what I'm saying? Like anytime he's in that bag, I'm not gonna be disappointed. So and I know Hours of Silence only had 21 on there for a bridge, but he fit that portion of the record so well. Like so I was still pleased, overwhelmed with a lot. It wasn't like I'm just appreciative of this Drake. It was a lot of the Drake that I personally love. You know what I mean? Spin Bout You, The Hook, like those are different styles of records, but they're premium. You know what I mean? Like they feel amazing. Like the verse coming out my body for like that mug. It's just yeah. So I mean that's a good. Yeah. Hopefully we get something between Ross and Drake. Because I would love to sit here and debate those two, but I would definitely say Her Loss is, now I have time to sit with it, it's a better artistically put together project than What a Time to Be Alive. What a Time to Be Alive, I think, have the bigger joints. Like Jumpman, you know what I'm saying? Like they have them big boy, like easy just to turn on in the club records. But this one, artistically, they went in a different bag, man. So that album of the year, man, I think it goes to Her Loss. A couple other joints I want to give a low love to or some love to. Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers by Kendrick.
Do you now?
I think it's all.
Do you want to give some credit to that album?
Nah, I've always said. Here's the thing, bro. Like Kendrick.
See, bro, you start acting different when the cameras come on.
No. It's the same thing.
This is why I needed to do the podcast with you. America, no, put the camera on me, bro. America, this is what I want y'all to do.
Ask for your solo like Stephen A.
Everybody watching the podcast, this is what I want y'all to know. Me and Word have a group chat that you guys are not privy to. All right? In the group chat, I said, hey, Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, good project. When he was in Houston, I ended up getting box seats to go watch Kendrick Lamar kill it and perform the whole album. I came back to the group chat and said, hey, it's a couple weeks later. I know none of y'all are talking about this, but I still think it's a great album. We're going to talk about, ain't got no timeless music on there. I mean, it was cool, but we ain't really thinking about it a couple weeks later. It's a forgettable album. Now he want to get on this podcast that we started in the new year, and all of a sudden he want to take time out for honorable mention and put Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers on there. Yeah, I called Cap, called him out. I wanted in the comment section because he was showing no love last year, and now all of a sudden he want to do an honorable mention where Kendrick get noticed. Stop it, bro! I ain't buying it.
God, this is a bit of a cap in there. Here's the thing, bro. I've never said he doesn't have timeless music. It's more so it's always Kendrick to me always lacks replay value. Like that album, I haven't really revisited. I haven't revisited that album since it came out. There are songs on there, particularly like the one with
Count Me Out.
Count Me Out is definitely Count Me In when that song comes on. Like Count Me In. That song is one of them ones. And then is it the one with Kodak? And then I like Rich Spirit. He just dropped the video too. And then it's one with Oh yeah, the one with Blast and Amanda Reifer. Yeah, I like that one too. I forgot the name.
I hope it's not too late.
Yeah.
Get him out. Ooh, that thing cold. I don't care what y'all talk. Listen, that album was great to me, bro. Yeah, that was one of them ones. But go ahead.
Man, you know I can't go without this first episode without mentioning, you know, they're gonna learn a lot about me when they come to this pod. But man, Tory Lanez, you know, I know it's a name that rings off a lot of bells, it turns a lot of heads, but man, sorry for what? Yeah. Sorry if you didn't listen to it. You know what I mean? It's your loss if you ain't listen to her loss, and sorry to you if you ain't listen to Sorry for What. Because, man, Tory, yeah, I got to put that in there. Because Tory,
Sorry for What was good. No cap. Man. Sorry for What was good.
Tory,
absolutely.
He got in his bag of bringing Fargo back. He got in the bag of bringing that, you know, if you need a club joint, he got in that real... He can, like, some records on there feel like they may have been inspired by like his chick tape version. But overall, man, it's just one of them joints, man, where you just can pick your liking. He has premium rap on there, premium R&B on there. He's always pushing the envelope, man. You know what I mean? And I just can't wait to see. He's an artist where anytime he says he's about to drop something, I'm looking for it. You know what I'm saying? Like every time, like, because you know it may not be like the last record. It may be something new. It may be he out here to prove something. You know what I mean? That, like, he always comes with that type of energy. I've gotten more conditioned to what to expect and how to garner my expectations when it come to Drake, because he's been around for so long. So when he does something crazy, it's like I go crazy on him. But with him, like Tory, dog, he's like one of the most trusted artists when it comes to, like, I ain't got to worry when he say he finna drop. I ain't worried. Like the Lil Baby album, I know we ain't even mention that album, because that album had a lot of anticipation, but when it came, I was already like, man, what he's showing me doesn't show he's gonna really do anything different. And when the album came, it wasn't anything different. Like, on my reaction to the album, I went back and played My Dog, and it sounded like it could have been on this album. So when it comes to Tory, dog, like, yeah, bro, he's always just capitalizing on this sound, bringing something new to the table. Examples of that is like Alone at Prime, you know what I mean? Which is going down. I think that's going to be one of the records that, when we look back 10, 20 years from now, I think it's going to definitely be one of them joints where it's timeless. It's going to impact what other people start doing around that era and going forward. So, yeah, man, that's another one. I think we had King Disease 3 in there. Mr. Rod and the Big Steppers. Nav had a great project. I don't know if you spent too much time with Nav, but Nav was another one of them guys. And I know we talking about rap, and this is the thing we're going to have to figure out how we're going to have to do with this podcast, because as much as I listen to rap, I listen to an overwhelming amount of the melodic rap and the R&B soul. And honestly, my personal, we'll get to this when we do the album of the year with the Grammy predictions, but Breezy and Her Loss are my two best albums of the year. You know what I'm saying? Because I've had more time to sit with Breezy, it's still,
you love Breezy more than I did.
Yeah, bro.
I thought Breezy was solid across the board, but I don't expect any. You're not really going to get a Chris Brown project that, for the most part, that's not solid.
He may have one or two, maybe. Yeah.
But did I think Breezy was number 2 in all my albums, even across all genres? Not for me, but I know you had a different love and appreciation for it. So I respect that.